Greetings. This is the Ghetto Free Press, and I'm George Boston Rhymes in Valdosta, Georgia, in the county of Lowndes and in the state of Georgia. That means we're in the United States of America, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Once again, I am on a journey to let you know about my wrongful termination as a department manager at Walmart Stores Incorporated, store number 2615 here in Valdosta, Georgia. We also have Walmart store number 899, which is also in disarray. Since 20 March 2008, I have been terminated as a manager without training, and yet the presidents, several of them, the Walmart Board of Directors, regional managers, have failed to provide me with a courteous response. Can you believe that? Even a courteous response. After I have proven to Walmart with over 98 letters and about 400 to 600 videos, and after making one trip to the home office of Bentonville, Arkansas, along with 140 other former employees and managers, some people who were still employed at Walmart journeyed with us. And yet Walmart turned thumbs down on us. Wouldn't even meet with us. Had the police stand guard over us, ready to arrest us. And we were almost arrested, as you will see on these upcoming videos for the month of March, April, May, and June. I'm going to take you through the historic archival record of just how Walmart treat and mistreat their workers. I'm going to show you beyond a shadow of a doubt that I, George Boston Rhymes, was terminated without justification, and they know this. I have proven this. Even a novice can see this through my videos, my letters, and words of truth. And the people that work there have given me statements, and you're going to see all of this. You're going to see people that I supervise on the screen. And yet, you won't even see Walmart's own documents. Listen, you're going to see the documents that they failed to even give me as a department manager when other people, well, I don't want to, all this I'm saying, I have already said it. And I have already stated it so crystal clear that even a blind man can see it. But I want you to know something. I want you to think about this. How many people have been terminated, wrongfully terminated, I might add, and yet the President Mike Duke, Scott, McCullough, and others, along with every member that is on the board of directors, just ignore. Yet they fool you and say that they have an open, well, all this is, I don't want to repeat. Everything I'm saying have already been highlighted. So what I'm going to do for the next 3 to 4 to 5 or 6 months anyway, I'm going to paint and repaint, a touch-up rather, the audits, the artwork of the video process that I've sent to Walmart presidents. And I want America, I want China, I want Russia, I want all human beings to look at what Walmart did to a once active duty and then a retired, then a disabled military veteran who served during the Vietnam era. I want you to look. I want you to see unequivocally how Walmart presidents, board of directors treat their workers, especially one such as myself. I'm not trying to make myself look good. I'm only going to let the record speak for itself. Now, this is one of the first videos that I sent to Walmart after I had sent them 29 letters, I believe it was, and they totally ignored me. So then I said, well, I'll put them on the big screen. Maybe the presidents, Mike Duke and Scott McCullough, will care enough about their image. Because it is a truthful image. There's no way in the world anybody of average intelligence cannot, you don't even have to read between the lines on these. Let me get to the point. And I want you to understand something as you watch these videos. I want you to understand that there are people that have lost their homes, their marriages have been broken up, they've lost their automobiles, and some of them lost their minds. But because I am a retired military veteran, I get a little income. But my heart goes out to those American people, not to mention the people in China and perhaps other third world nations where they may have a Walmart. And if they treat them like they treat the American workers in these hard economic times, we should make some adjustments. Listen and let's see the truth about Walmart and the truth about a veteran.
January 2005, March 2008. I was terminated for inability to perform job. Yet, Walmart store manager at store number 2615 in Valdosta, Georgia, never entered me into the 4-week training program for all sporting goods department managers. I repeatedly asked to be trained as all other Walmart department managers in America and around the world. Unfortunately, I was never given this training. And within a 53-day period, store manager Hal had taken all the legal steps to terminate me under the heading of inability to perform job. After I was terminated, I have written 29 letters to different presidents and board of directors of Walmart, and I have not even received a courteous reply.
Now we must understand that today is March the 8th, 2014. Count the years up, and the president, Mike Duke, Scott McCullough, and another one, and the board of directors have until this day to even give me one written reply. One. Not a half one, one. So they have been emboldened by their mistreatment of active duty wives, retired military veterans and their wives and children, and just everyday citizens in the United States of America. They have become emboldened in their mistreatment as if the Walmart, we have made Walmart a god beside God, and therefore Walmart Stores Incorporated, they said they don't have to answer you at all. We can treat you like China or Germany in the Ancient of Days, and we don't even have to send you a courteous reply as long as we get your money. Listen. I asked Walmart to tell me who was assigned my trainer. What date was I in a training? Show proof of where I initialed off on and dated, which was a requirement
for department manager training. This was a 29-page document that I have access to. After each week of training, my trainer and myself were required to initial off and sign each of the 4 weeks of training. Not a one can Walmart produce with the valid signature and date, nor can they provide me with the name of the person that was assigned as my trainer. I asked them if they would produce this information, then I would publicly apologize to Walmart.
Can I ask for any more?
This I know Walmart cannot do.
They never have.
Looking back over what has happened to me, I can only imagine how many people Walmart has terminated for absolutely no reason at all. I'm retired military. I served 20 years in the United States Air Force. 2 years prior to retiring, I owned my own business for 15 years. The economy got bad, and I went to Walmart, believing that Walmart cared about their workers. I don't believe that anymore. I know better. I have refuted each one of my disciplinary actions. Most of them, my rebuttal letters, are posted on the internet. And I intend to go through many of my letters. I want to revisit my 600 videos, and I'm going to sit beside those 600 videos just like I'm doing now. I'm going to prove to America that the land that we used to know, wherein industry and governments used to respond to the American people, but now they don't give a damn about you. And the American people seem to be under a spell of the Leviathan. And so some of us just may have to die to try to get back the rights that many of the American people died for to receive in the first place. And so there is nothing too costly for the righteous to sacrifice when it is dependent upon our black children, our white children, and other children to live some level of normalcy in a country that espoused around the world that we believe in law, that we believe in freedom of religion, we believe in freedom of speech, we believe in the freedom to be able to address your elected officials and not be treated inhumanely. And so we can't stop. We got to continue to fight, and if necessary, die. So our white children, our Japanese children, our German children, our Chinese children, our Latin American children, our Somalian children, our black, so we all can live in God's world. We're going to go through my 600 videos. We are going to wake up and shake up the foundation of the sleeping giant. And that is all these thousands of people that have been mistreated, that have been ignored, the active duty people, the retired disabled people of the United States Armed Forces, many of who are lame and have been mistreated.
or their family members by Walmart Stores Incorporated. The truth must be told.
I have proven that I was wrongfully terminated. And my next letters it's been over 3 years and they have not even sent me a courteous reply. They sent me some letters but with no signature, no date.
Nice, over 6 years almost. And Walmart still feels that they have become a God beside God, and that they answer to no one. Not only do they not answer to George Boston Rhymes, and he's on this earth, they don't even have to answer to God. Yeah, that's what our buying power have done. While your mothers and your fathers, your sisters, your brother, and your children who are employed at Walmart, most of them are treated worse than I was treated. Yeah. Because they don't have a retirement check. It ain't much, but sure as heaven help out.
And not one of my questions was answered. They're playing a game. I have just begun to fight. And don't get me wrong, I filed with EEOC. They say that I was in a regular state because Walmart actually violated their own policies and procedures. But because Georgia is an at-will to work state, which means they can fire you for good cause, bad cause, or for no cause at all, there's nothing that I could do. Looking back over it, I wished I would have defied and went against what EEOC said and got an attorney. It seems like the EEOC in the state of Georgia, in my most humble opinion, maybe have some kind of connection with Walmart. I'm not saying it is, that's just my speculation, looking at what I've gone through. So you'll be hearing more about me, George Boston Rhymes, and Walmart. But I am determined to let the people in America know and around the world know that Walmart workers needs help. They need unions. The president of Walmart and the board of directors need to realize that we are not in China or in some other third world nation. I served this country, and I served it honorably. And there is no need for any corporation, especially America's largest retail giant, to treat me like this. I've been unemployed for over 3 years. Walmart workers really need help. They are too afraid to speak out. Assistant managers are too afraid. Co-managers are afraid. They all living in fear of their own jobs. You go to work, you don't even know if you're going to have a job the next day.
Amen.
That's just the way Walmart operates. So this is only part 1. Coming soon, part 2. And I'll be addressing where Walmart possibly violated federal law in not securing. Well, I'll say that to part 2. So you just stay tuned.
Yes, stay tuned. As I said earlier, I hope to go through, and I will be going through, and my children eventually will be assisting me, because this is an ongoing process until Walmart at least let me know that they do not intend to continue to ignore me, to say to the world that they are God beside God, and that they answer to no one. I'm going to continue on this quest until something changes, or at least until Walmart.
My name is George Boston Rhymes.
Listen, please.
This is take 2. And I just want to highlight that I was terminated from Walmart Stores Incorporated March of 2008.
I'm going to highlight these things because these things are important. The American people need to know that I served my country during time of war. And for Walmart's presidents, Mike Duke, President Scott, President McCullough, and President Nelson, I think his name is, and the other board of directors that I have sent video to, you can see all this on YouTube. I got a playlist called Walmart Playlist. I'm not telling you anything that I have not given to the presidents and CEOs of Walmart for the last 5 years. There is no need of me being in no back room, no secret closet. We are talking about the lives of American adults and children. And we must tell the truth as recorded in the Bible you say you believe in. St. John 8:32 says, mistreated Walmart workers and Christians and Muslims and Jews and others, that ye shall know the truth, and that the truth shall set and make you free. Now you all have called me, you have emailed me, you have hit me up beneath my videos on YouTube. You've told me how you've been mistreated. All you had to do was get your camera, get your iPhone and B phone and C phone and tell your story so the American people will know the truth about this God beside God that continues to do what she's doing. Again, I have 600 videos and I intend to repost them because you need to understand that for the next 6 years, I'm going to recommit myself to letting Walmart know that they can't ignore active duty military people. Just some station at Moody Air Force Base here in Georgia or Fort Benning. You can't keep ignoring all these retired military people who put their life on the line in Vietnam and Germany and Japan and Panama and Salvador and Somalia and all these war-torn areas, and you just can't keep doing that without us saying something about it. Because our children are suffering. The mentality of our veterans.
This is my retirement papers, where I retired from the United States Air Force. This is my picture prior to going into the military. This is the training I received once I became a non-commissioned officer, which means I went to school to be trained on how to supervise my workers. And so at this point, I want to sit down and talk on the subject of my wrongful termination while at Walmart store 2615 in Valdosta, Georgia. This is a serious matter because of the fact that there are many more workers such as myself. As I said, the United States military trained me in every position for which they hired me to do. And this is the document, a 29-page document that Walmart produced themselves for every Walmart department manager, especially those in sporting.
Let me correct that. After I think it's 32 or 42 pages instead of the 29-page document. Nevertheless, this is Walmart's own document. I did not create it.
Which I was department manager for at least 8 months. Yet they never entered me into this 29-page, 4-week sporting goods department manager's training. It is required that I be assigned a trainer. That trainer initial off on, date, each week of training that I'm entered into. At the end of each 4-week training, my manager or my trainer and myself must date and sign that that portion of training has been covered and completed. It's in Walmart's own documents, their own directive, that this be done. And on the last page of the 4-week training, it states that if I fail to sign, date, and initial that each 4-week training period is covered, that I could be terminated. After completing what Walmart requires of a department manager, after the 4 weeks of training, we are required each week to sign it and date it. But on the last 4 weeks of training, there is an additional sheet consisting of 3 or 4 sheets here. And we have to acknowledge that every aspect, and he reviewed and he checked that I am efficient on each area of training. That's Walmart's requirement. I contend that I was never entered into this 4-week mandatory training for sporting goods department manager. Yet, I was terminated under the heading of inability to perform job. Now, I've stated in my other videos, now I'm going into step 2. Now, the first year I was at Walmart, here, this is in my records, personnel records. During my first year, 2005, I made sure that this was in my record when I received my first disciplinary approximately 3 months into my being hired at Walmart. Everybody in the department worked on the same cash register. There was an overage in the cash register for $14.43. Each of us received a pink slip. All the other workers signed the pink slip, turned it back in. I refused to sign it because I felt that some type of accountability needed to be on a cash register. Why blame me when other people are working the same register? I brought this to management's attention, typed up a page and a half concerning accountability, and that each worker needed to have their own cash register drawer so they would be responsible for what they do and not what someone else do. Assistant Manager Steve implemented my idea. It lasted for 3 months, if that. Then they converted back to everybody working on the same cash register, and there were no accountability. Let's pause right here. Let me say this to you. Let me say this to you. Please, let me say this.